Greetings everyone. This is Rant the user and I'm here to clarify to not attack this person. Choco the cat said to not attack them. But I'm here to show some awareness and stuff. This user is known as Mellonn aka Mellonn Chan. First let's begin with Choco's before we start with others' posts about.
Before I start, do not attack anyone mentioned. This is for awareness purposes. Hello everyone. So, what's recently been bugging me for months and finally was brought to light, is my ex-friend, Mellonn's behavior. Big warning on slide 6. Obviously censored but do proceed with genuine caution. So, for context. In December of 2024 I became friends with Mellonn. I related to her about her noise sensitivity towards certain sounds, like how I am with bees and wasps due to my phobia. I later realized that she loved fictional animal characters. She called them her crushes and I used to think it was a cute name for platonic favorites cause I thought no one is actually attracted to non-anthro animal characters, right? In January, I introduced her to King from the Owl House. I had a feeling he'd become a platonic fave of hers. But once I did, I found out, oh crap, it is romantic attraction. But I played along, just thinking that as long as it wasn't weird and just a small thing, it'd be fine. Oh boy no. So, here's everything that's come to my attention. 1. Making suggestive art to say the least with her crushes. Especially in slide 6, which is yeah, gross. Although the art on slide 6 was made to stop someone for harassing her, that still doesn't explain her old posts, where she says she has suggestive thoughts of her crushes.
I'll be showing what she's talking about, but warning. Some of these drawings are inappropriate.
Two. Constantly referring to King, a child character whom she's also attracted to, as Oni-chama, which means big brother, which sounds incestuous. 3. In many of her posts and videos even outside of YouTube, she tries to act, if as King is older. Many people theorize he's 8, I believe he's around 9, which still is creepy. Even in a post she said I want to age down so I can be with King. Mind you, Mellonn is 15. 4. Constantly promoting her suicidal tendencies and thoughts on her channel, in which most of her audience are younger than 13. Plus changing her whole channel theme to a dead animal, when she was called out. 5. The constant bashing of other people's favorite characters, one proof in slide 7. She'd constantly hate and slander on my most favorite character Luz in front of me, when she knew it hurt me. She criticized one of my best friend BUNZ's favorite characters, Wanabes, for being a bee. As if she was the one who hated bees. She acted like BUNZ got into a wannabe to spite or make me scared, which isn't true. I like Wanabe but obviously can't watch many due to his buzzing. She'd call my friend Jackie's crush on Beavis ugly, which hurt her. She'd also criticize her fans' favorite characters too, I'm pretty sure. 6. On top of that, she'd get jealous over an incestuous ship, which is Luz X King, which also counts as a pro-ship. I myself am highly jealous of VX Shelley mainly due to toxic fans, but at least they aren't siblings or see each other as that. She'd wish to be in Luz's place, which is odd, since she's attracted to King. It's basically saying she'd wanna be his sister. She counts every fanart or interaction they have as romantic, which is hella weird. She'd also get upset each time I talked about Luz and caused me many breakdowns over it. I wasn't even allowed to speak of my platonic fave at that point.
In my opinion, it would be also dark ship too. If the ship relates or has incest, pedophilia, zoophilia, or anything like those, that's dark ship. But anyways, I'll continue this.
7. Constantly pretending to be Japanese. Singing Vocaloid songs in Japanese and having your soma be based on Japanese culture is fine, but over on her X and Pixiv, she'll speak Japanese, as if she actually is Japanese. It weirds me out. She also romanticizes Japan in a way.
I have a feeling she's a RCTA. Wondering what a RCTA is? Basically, you change your race/skin to another one like Japan or Korean. Like for an example, you're originally American, but you decide to change your race to another race. I'm also hearing that it's racist.
8. Is about me, but constantly only needing me to comfort her when she was upset. Each time she'd be upset, she'd call from me and I bad to fend to her each need. I like being there, but it was to the point she only asked if I was available just so I could comfort her. Worst part, she has a therapist, yet treats me like one. It stressed me. 9. In her live stream she made today, she literally compared me being groomed online to her suggestive art. Seriously, dude. 10. In Google Chats, she said she'd date her cats if they could speak. 11. There's a link to one of her Discord servers which is labeled as a horrible mess. A friend of hers joined it and saw that it had been raided and spammed with literal CP. Now I'm unsure if this claim is true, as I haven't joined nor do I want to join the server or see proof. She's promoting this server when she has a minor audience. If anyone has any more information, do tell. Do not attack her, however. But, she needs help, not hate. She's in genuine delusion and has this proficient mindset.
Y'all heard Choco. They clarified to not attack her. But I dislike how she promoted a rated that is filled with inappropriate content. I agree with Choco. Well then, let's go to the other posts. Credits to Screaming Jigsaw Piece. Trigger warning pro. First rent of the year, and it's called Rent 6 and it's on a person. Remember a long time ago, when I made a video on Mellonn and how I suspected she was problematic? Well, I was right. And this post is here to explain it. Firstly, making explicit art of her crushes in front of kids. The one shown of her with some BUNZ characters along with this post was made to prevent harassment. Chin the stupid reason, right? An older post was made to address her hypersexuality episode, claiming that she had explicit thoughts of her crushes in order to defend what she drew. Even worse, she would compare the situation to the incident where Choco got groomed online by a pedophile in late 2023. Secondly, she glazes on Chin from the Owl House in horrifying ways. She refers to Chin as Oni-chama, meaning big brother, which sounds disgusting if you incest. Also in her videos on and off YouTube, she tries to act if Chin is older. Chin could be around 8 to 9 years, which is concerning. And guess what? She said, I want to age down so I can be with Chin. Fun fact, Mellonn is 15. Thirdly, the one that ticks me off, normalizing suicide on her channel. She promotes her suicidal tendencies/thoughts like it's normal. It's not, because her audience is under 13, the worst part. When she was called out, she changed her channel theme to a dead animal. Fourthly, bashing other people's favorite characters, you know. Typical logo kid behavior. She would hate Choco's favorite character, Luz from the Owl House, in front of them when she knew it hurt them. She would criticize someone else's favorite character, Wannabe, for being a bee. Remember Choco has severe apophobia, accusing that person for liking that character just to scare Choco. She would then criticize other people's favorite characters due to personal opinions. Fifthly, her jealousy on an incest pro-ship, Luz X Chain. She would then fantasize on being in Luz's position and wants to be his sister. She would then count every interaction between Luz and Chin romantic, which is disgusting. She would then get upset every time someone else talked about Luz, which is sensitive and babyish. Sixthly, she thinks she's Japanese and she's pretending to be Japanese. Fine, I have no problem with schoolgirl themed accent singing Vocaloid songs, but on her Twitter and Pixiv, She speaks Japanese as if she is. Like she's doing the big RCTA. She also romanticizes Japan in anomalous ways, kinda like those people who glaze on Japan. Seventhly, Zooful. Zooful, Zooful, Zooful. Most of crushes are animals. She would defend herself by saying, ooh, they're anthropomorphic. How? If they're actually walking animals, you're just a feral romantic ficto. Also, they're not completely anthro. Also, in her Google chats, she said if her cats could speak, she'd make them. Eighthly, there's a Discord server called A Horrible Mess linked to her channel. One of her other friends saw that someone raided the server and dumped CP all over it. Even though there ain't any proof, but the concern is that she's promoting it to her channel full of kids. Ninthly, constantly seeking attention. She constantly wants Choco to comfort her when she's upset. Sounds normal, but now it's at the point where she would check their availability. Just for comfort. She treats Choco like a therapist, even though she already has one. Well, if you're seeing this, heed my word. You are one of the most disgusting creatures on the planet. Close your ear, get some literal help and get out of my sight. I knew deep down you were disgusting, and I'm glad Choco can finally see that. I hope you never come in contact with them ever again. You do not deserve any recognition, friends or even family. I don't know WHH you were born at this point. Just leave. I found another post from Choco about Mellonn again.
Regarding the new Mellonn controversy, Mellonn admitted something doing with my special interest on the character, Luz. She admitted, through the months of her hating on Luz in front of me knowing it made me upset, criticizing me for my obsession with Luz and with that making me insecure, that she did it because of a precure character. She thought it'd be funny to reference how that character acts. She basically told me she thought it was funny to see me get upset when she'd hate on Luz or even hate on me for my fixation on her. Wow, just wow. I spent an entire year understanding her, being there even when it drained me and made me uncomfortable. I saved her life, yet she couldn't understand me. She says she supports autistic people, but I guess, if it's me then she doesn't. My obsession with Luz is part of my autism. The side of our friendship on YouTube wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. She'd criticize me each time I dared to mention Luz and would pretend to have meltdowns to get me to stop. When that didn't work, she resorted to threatening to hurt herself when I'd mention Luz just to get me to shut up about me. I wasn't even allowed to talk about her. Luz is fictional, yes. But shaming someone for their special interest, especially when it's something that means a lot to the person, is heartless.
I'll show what they're talking about, so here's images from Choco's post. Next we have another post from a user. Credits to Jackie_Fefox.
You know what? I know I said this before but changed my mind, but this time, I mean it. I'm cutting ties with that Mellonn girl until she improves her behavior. Here's the reasons. 1. She simps for a literal routine character, that being Jane from the Owl House 2. She poked fun at the fact that she made Choco the cat feel awful about platonically being obsessed with Luz when Luz saved Choco's life and helped them in other ways. She also used to shame me for crushing on Beavis. I don't crush on Beavis anymore. 3. She refuses to improve no matter how much I tell her to keep her zoophilic urges to herself. 4. The last time I cut ties with her, she changed her icon to a dead tanuki and tried to guilt trip me. 5. She tags her pixie art as lolly. Disgusting. I'll give out more reasons later. I need time to think. Mellonn, if you're seeing this, I don't want anything to do with you until you learn to keep your paraphilic urges to yourself. I mean it this time.
Agreed. Anyways, I found images where it shows Mellonn liking a zoophilic comic I think and saying it's fine to age up characters for shits. Credits to BUNZ. Okay. Now here's my rant about her. When I went on her DeviantArt, I saw a ship. They were both animals. It was an OCX canon ship. It seemed okay until I saw another slide of the ship where it had the OC in human form while the cannon was not in human form. Wouldn't that be a little weird? Why didn't she turn that character into a human like she did with the OC? But anyhow, I'm unsure what to say. I am shocked, I am speechless, I am also disappointed. I'm disappointed that she's zoophilic. I agree with the people's statements. Please spread awareness about this if you want though. Anyway, see ya!